Ghana has for years lacked addresses for various properties and locations, and this has been a major problem for planning.
Everything depends on address today, right? So if you don't have an address, how would somebody deliver, goods to you, e-commerce business, and so on? How will banks assess your ability to repay loans if they don't know where you live? These are part of the reasons why the interest rates are high.
The process to make this a reality has begun in earnest. The idea is for every housing structure, no matter their location, to be identified in the Akufo-Addo municipality in the Ashanti region. For example, these addresses are being fixed on houses. We meet Abdul Rashid Bawa, who is leading the team during the installation.
The places are sorted according to digital addresses. So once you're able to locate the very first one, the next plate ideally or sequentially will be the next building. And once you punch the next building, the application will start telling you to move on to the next building. Then you look at it, you look at the shape of the building, you identify it on the application, you install. Using that same process, you go on.
And all the inscriptions on the plate have their meanings.
The very first line captures your house number. So the house number for this particular property is HF6. And then the next line beneath it is your street. So the street name is Bullfrog. And then beneath it is the ST, which is telling us the street type. There are various street types. We have avenue, boulevard, crescent, and all that. So depending on the type of street you are on, that initial is put here. So for this one is ST, it's a street. And then after that, we have your digital address. So the very first set, AK355, with your area postcode. And then the last one determines the coordinate within this postcode that you are. And then there is a QR code. So once you have a QR code, a barcode scanner on your application on your phone, once you scan this, it will open up on a map application. It will tell you wherever this property is seated on a map anywhere in the country.
For residents whose property have been digitally identified, this means a lot to them. Pastor Abraham Asari, for example, stepped out of his house to thank the team for giving them a digital address.
Ewo adikesiye se ya waye wade bua omanu titru yeni so mutu kwana wo ba no an say wakasa me kwa simple ebetimi di waba na yefe.
Aside from how the digital address system is going to help the local economy here, the MCE for Akufo-Addo, so Richmond Agyapong, is excited this will enhance security.
Facing crime scene, it will lead them to the doorsteps of where the case is. Also, in case of fire will be able to locate particular place that there is a fire outbreak. So we are very grateful for such a brilliant project.
In the Bono East capital, Techiman, the feedback from the chiefs and people are not any different on the digital address system. Here is Nana Bafo Asare Brimpong II, the Adonting of Techiman, who has a street named after him.
Hey, dear Mama, in the cost of and say, they will be Bano Drew, how can I say, would you draw? I don't think in the street. Call a fear tossum you and assembly and son. Hey, idea wait me a hoon in them. Since Obeka baby, a mamma or Tom Mo and answer or Tom Kusi, Obedru and Mamma Ponqua, Obeden who baby already.
In the northern regional capital of Tamale, the digital address system team is making sure every structure is identified and addressed. Here, the team is doing 750,000 installations.
With this address, we are very pleased that direction to our facilities, our area, and our community will now be very easier. As soon as the person key in onto the map or his Google address, or even try to access you through any other means, it will be easier.
The digital address system and the Ghana card contain the data the Ghana Revenue Authority needs to demand tax payment from those who must pay.
It gives you a database of another 12 million, or 11 million if you take the 3 million out of them, who don't have TIN, or for that matter are not taxpayers. In that database, you have their addresses, you have their homes, you have all the information that you need about the taxpayer, you know their professions. Therefore, it's easy for you to be able to engage them and to make sure that you move them all to become taxpayers. And not to just move them to all to become registered taxpayers, Then you also follow up on the compliance to make sure that they file and also they start paying. Then you're also able to identify which tax types they are eligible to pay.
We're going to start registering every SIM card in Ghana. So you know for every SIM card the national ID number that is attached to it. So we'll do that. And that means that every SIM card that is being used, you know who it belongs to. So Momo fraud, SIM box fraud, and all of that will disappear. Because if you use your mobile phone for fraudulent activity or criminal activity, you can be traced.
Enhancing security and making sure security agencies are able to quickly track and arrest criminals is one of the many prime problems this digitization drive will be solving. To make this possible, the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service and the National Identification Authority are merging their database systems. Today, we visit the CID headquarters, which houses the Criminal Data Services Bureau. This bureau manages criminal data from the court. It has every single biometric information on anyone who has ever been convicted or cautioned by any of Ghana's courts. In fact, the information they have on these people dates back to the Gold Coast era. The second in command here, Deputy Superintendent of Police Isaac Okra, speaks about how merging their database with the Ghana card would help.
Merging with the NIA will give us the opportunity to have the civil data. Now, the criminal data is separate from the civil data. Now, if we are hooked on the civil data, it means we can do some of these searches from the civil data and then get results.
When the merger is complete, with just a click of a button, they would have access to whatever data they want within minutes.
It takes just less than 5 minutes to search through like about 30,000 files. Less than 5 minutes. And manually it will take you maybe a day or 2 days to go through some of, not even all, some of them.
We know doing background checks, for example, you want to hire, a driver, you want to hire house help, you want to hire, but you don't know them. Somebody has just introduced them to you. You don't know where they have come from. We want to put in a system where you can just go and dial a short code and put in that person's national ID number, and you should be able to get the background information.
This is not the only action government is taking to protect Ghanaians through digitization. The safety of passengers is another one. It has been made possible to check the authenticity of insurance on any vehicle before boarding.
Unfortunately, we have people who knowingly know that the vehicle that they are driving has no insurance, or the insurance they have purchased is a fake one. And that is what led the NIC and the industry introduce what we call the MID, the Motor Insurance Database. The database is there as an underwriting software. It captures all insured vehicles in Ghana, and it works real time. So it's like the ATM machine. The moment you buy insurance and the insurance company captures your telephone number, before the sticker is printed for you, you get a text confirmation on your phone.
I'm not aware of any other country in Africa that has done this. And this is what allows us to interrogate that database. If you just see any car on the road, you can dial a short code and know whether that car is insured or not.
A passenger or anyone can actually text a vehicle's license plate to a short code, that is *920*57# and follow the prompts, and you can get a confirmation whether the vehicle is actually insured or not. Previously, we had colorful stickers on vehicles, but they didn't mean anything. Now, the stickers that we have is just a black and white sticker. All you need is a QR code. The police can scan the QR code, and then they can know the details of the driver, including the vehicle, color, analysis of the vehicle.
The Driver, Vehicle and Licensing Authority has not been left out of this digitization drive.
We are also going to link the driver's license database with the national ID database. So every driver's license will have the linkage to national ID.
So you are able to sit in the comfort of your home and apply for the driver's license. Now, the reason is start the processes that do not require you to be on our premises before you come. And there is some level of transparency that has also been introduced, which was missing in the manual system. Now, you know that hitherto people will say, I don't even know how much it will cost me to obtain a driver's license or to obtain Service B from any state organization. But BVLA, once you register, you obtain an invoice. That invoice tells you exactly how much you are going to be paying. So before you even arrive, you know how much you are paying.
We've also successfully rolled out the electronic vehicle registration platform, which gives convenience for vehicle owners even to start the process at the convenience in their offices or homes, even before they come to DVLA to actually access the services. So if you go on an online platform, onlinedvla.gov.gh, it gives opportunity for the clients to actually create a profile and then access the service online. So if it is vehicle registration, you just key in your chassis number or VIN number, and then once you have actually paid your statutory duty and taxes that is required of you, you can access that data on our platform.
We've used technology to ensure that today, as we speak, the driver license that we issue is delivered timely, is also delivered with some improved level of security, and it affords the holder the opportunity to even verify that license. Now, what we've done with that license is also to ensure that data on the license issued is readily available for enforcement.
Integration this time around will actually stamp out the fraudulent activities that we were experiencing in the past. Kofi comes today with an ID card, and tomorrow he says it's called Kwame. And so this time around, once NI has captured all your data in their database, we achieve that synergy, that integration. And so what that we need to do is to verify your fingerprints, your 442 fingerprints, and then we pull data from the NI database to actually verify and validate the actual owner of the vehicle.
And just before we go, this evening when your electricity prepaid runs out of credit, you don't have to step out to look for a vendor. With your phone, you can purchase electricity wherever you are.
Giving somebody prepaid means that the person always have to vent before the person uses it. It's not like the postpaid. And then the new drive is giving everybody prepaid where possible. So how do we solve that problem so that they don't sleep in darkness?
In February 2020, the Vice President launched a short code and an app that could make it possible for ECG customers to pay bills or buy ECG prepaid by just dialing *226# on their mobile phones.
I'm very, very happy. It's really therefore making a lot of people use the service, and when they use the service, of course, they pay electronically, either through their Momo or whatever, and the money goes directly to the ECG account, and they will get this increase in revenue that they are reporting.
And the first time that we launched in February, the transactions that we received online were over 120,000. Then, as we speak now, it has increased to over 238%, having 415,000 transactions, giving us over 19 million Ghana cedis every month. And it's amazing. So we see that going to that space has really enhanced our business.
I strongly believe that in the very immediate future, Ghana would be the beacon in Africa.
We will see a modernization of Ghana, as the President Nana Akufo-Addo has asked us to do.
One love pour nos mamans Africa. Kumasi en sacrum Charlie. Je vais depuis que je suis môme, c'est Waté. Oh, and you m'n'était à bas. Et c'est même pas du Azonto, c'est ça. mon passeport est français. Charlie, mais je sais.